Hey guys, it's Liam Carrison here. So, it is time for Charmed with episode number 12 of season 7, the first of a two-parter. I guess you can really consider this, because, especially given the ending of this episode ties it really nicely to what will happen in episode 13, I guess. But yeah, you can check out my reaction in the description box and the comment section below this video. So yeah, be sure to go check it out because yeah, this was a pretty insane episode, and we were only just getting started, really. So yeah, but yeah, feel free to check out my reaction and feel free to comment below. It's always great to see your thoughts, even, you know, like I said, like I've said in other videos, it's great to see your support despite this kind of, I guess, little inconvenience, but it's still a way to bring out my reactions to the public. You're getting really tired today, aren't you? Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, go and check that out, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the reaction. Hope you guys take good care of yourselves, and yeah, until the next time, toodles. Yeah, I'll be very interested to see how Leo's gonna handle things moving forward, because I mean, I wasn't sure if we were actually going to kick off Utopia or whatever, because, I mean, even, you know, moments before coming into this episode, I was still pretty much skeptical about the Avatars, as you should be. I mean, there has been a path of very iffy direction, I guess you could say, when it comes to the Avatars as a whole. And, you know, even this whole idea of Utopia, like, even right now, it's the whole too good to be true. It's going to be very interesting to explore, and it is something that I wanted to fully realize, but at the same time, you know, you just don't know if it's feasible, or, you know, if there are going to be any purely good intentions. And that's it. At the end of the day, there is good intentions, but they went about it in a very sketchy way, like especially when it came to the death of Beta, and they had to kind of, I guess, reorganize plans in terms of making sure that Utopia would come into fruition. So, yeah. And, I mean, yeah, with Leo, you can understand why he does, you know, feel a bit difficult about this whole situation. So, but the thing is, though, I mean, with the Avatars, I guess you can really have that affirmation that they're not evil or they're not nefarious or anything like that. I mean, you've got the elders who were obviously concerned about things and all of that, but there's also this whole idea of without good, and there can't be, there is this imbalance, really, isn't there? You know, the whole good-evil thing, that you have to have that balance there. It's a pillar in the universe, isn't it? So, and I really loved that exploration, but again, with the Avatars, they're not bad people. I mean, they had good intentions, but they went about things in a very sketchy manner. So, and to be fair, I mean, I feel like with this episode, you kind of do, like, sympathize a bit more with the Avatars. Like, and it's so funny, though, because I say that, and all season long, I've been really, you know, I've been watching them like a hawk because I'm just waiting for one of them to slip up or anything like that. And at this moment, I'm just saying, you know, there is that sympathy for the Avatars, yet they have really enforced Utopia in a direction that Leo is not really too keen on, so yeah. But it's also so conflicting because Beta, like, she was just a victim, really, wasn't she, when it came to, you know, Brody's influence. I mean, like I said, Brody has spent so long with this hatred that even though there was that affirmation, that they didn't kill his parents, he was still very, very skeptical. And that long-standing hatred against the Avatars is gonna... It's created a burn mark in his mind. Something he cannot ignore. Even if... And that's what... And that's, the hatred. It's something he cannot ignore, really. Even if his parents didn't die from the hands of the Avatar. Yeah, so... And it's so funny, though, because, of course, he was enacting the paranoia in regards to the Charmed Ones, as planned by Zanku. But even though that he got that affirmation, he was still being very, very paranoid about the Avatars as a whole. The idea of what happened, what went down in the last episode, that should have really given Brody a bit of an idea in terms of, okay, well, they're not bad people, but again, there is that long-standing hatred, and he's just acting on certain bits and pieces to try to rationalize his distrust to the Avatars. So, to the point where the enemy of my enemy really, I guess, comes into factor, because even though he wasn't too chipper, he wasn't like, oh, Zanku, you know what, I trust, you know what, I'm happy to do this. He was still a bit conflicted, but he had to do what he had to do, didn't he? So, and yeah, so... Because he did lay down some stipulations. I don't want the sisters harmed or anything like that. And he even wanted to know how to break the crystal. I thought that was going to backfire, and that was going to be Zanku's, manipulation. Just to, if anything, shut Kyle up, really. Because, he was harping on about it, but understandably so. He doesn't want to harm the Charmed Ones. He just has no real... despite... everything, he is not really on the Avatar side, so he just doesn't mind. Well, and to be fair, they did intercept the call. He was originally trying to help the elders, so he was stuck in a bit of a tough predicament, but still. So it's just that still after everything, he still kills Beta. So yeah. Because, yeah, it's all the influence of what, Zanku said at the end of the day, to, get Zanku to, to throw the potion to Beta, and then, there was just that agreement in place, and it's just like, yeah. So... yeah, at the and to be fair, I feel like I don't know. I feel a bit more upset by Beta's death. And it's so funny though, because Brody isn't exactly a bad character or whatever, but again, he just killed Beta at the end of the day. He could have not gone through with all of this, and I was kind of hoping that he would drift away from his intent to kill the Avatars and all of that. That something would get him to kind of... I do feel like even if he, even if he didn't, he would still die from Zanku's hand. So, and, that could explain that he had no choice of why shit would hit the fan when it came to Zanku and all of that, because he knows how dangerous demons can be, so he doesn't want to kind of cross paths. But, so I feel like maybe Kyle was in a bit of a, it was a rock and a hard place. Either he kills Beta and hope, but that's it though. He didn't even know, because that's it. When he killed Leo, it played out the same way as it did when the killing of Beta played out the same way as it did with Leo. So he wasn't to know that this would rapidly backfire when Beta, defended herself. So, but when this is all undone, this utopia is undone, I don't know if Paige is going to reflect on that, like with Beta attacking Kyle, but again, self-defense, right? So, yeah. But that's it. Like I said, I feel for some reason I do feel a bit more about upset. I feel a bit upset about Beta's death, more so than Kyle, because I mean, with Kyle, you know, you were hoping he would just resist. Like I said, I feel like he was stuck between a rock and a hard place, thinking about it now. But still, with what he was, you know, what he was doing to Leo and all of that earlier on the season, and yeah. But yeah. It's just difficult to process, isn't it? Because I mean, it's not like I hate him, but at the same time, you just were hoping that he would rescind his like intent to kill an avatar, and yet in the end, that was his undoing, wasn't it? So yeah, but yeah, well. But it was just really, really interesting, this episode. Like I said, it's going to be very interesting to peer into the next one because, I mean, not only are we left on a TBC, which we always love, but it's also going to be very interesting to see, because you do imagine that Utopia will be undone by the next episode. I can't imagine these next several episodes are going to be Utopia-filled or whatever. That would be very interesting to pull off, but like I said, something will be undone. So yeah, but it was just very, very interesting to see how things came about, because I wasn't sure if we were actually you know, you kind of wanted to see it come to fruition, but you weren't sure if it was actually going to get to that point. And you know, it's this whole well, it's not just the whole situation of it being too good to be true, like, oh, it's not going to happen, but you all also worry about what kind of ramifications might come about in this utopia. Again, there is concerns raised about the whole good cannot exist with evil shtick. There's the yin and yang, there's the light and dark. So maybe we'll explore that in the next episode. And like I said, maybe it is too good to be true, but the other aspect of that element was, well, it's a nice thought, isn't it? A world without evil, and you know, the charmed ones don't really necessarily have to do that. You know, they don't have to, you know, fight off evil and all of that, and you know, world peace basically. Yeah, that's it though. Like in the real world, peace is never an option, and I know that's a meme and all of that. Yeah, but it's literally it's literally an impossibility, isn't it? When it comes to, you know, world peace, etc. So yeah, but what we have right now is deterring against that thought, because you saw all of the people coming to, oh, sorry, I lightly hit you and all of that, and yeah, there was just peace, harmony, and all of that, and it was just all glorious. So yeah. But I also really, really loved the idea that this episode, like when it came to the Charmed Ones being paranoid, I thought that was a very, very good implement, because one of the mechanics, of course, was to put everyone asleep for the transformation to take place. Even when they made the mention about, okay, well, we need everyone to be asleep so this transformation can take place. For me, I was still a bit skeptical. I'm like, okay, what does that entail? Because, you know, everyone being none the wiser whilst you do whatever you're doing, it does have me a bit paranoid, funnily enough. But, I mean, at least they didn't carry any kind of malice intent in all of that. But again, they had good intentions. They just went about it in a very, very, in a way that has Leo being like, I don't agree to, I don't know how to feel about this. Considering he's been on the Kool-Aid juice as of recent when it comes, well, I say the Kool-Aid juice. You get the idea. Considering the fact that he's been their advocate to the Charmed Ones, he's now like, yeah, I don't know about this. Oh no. So, just with the way that they, you know, forced this whole situation when, you know, shit hit the fan with Beta, and yeah, so. But, no, I really, really loved how the paranoia thing came about, Because here's the thing, I really, really love the fact that it really, you know, peered into certain plot holes. I mean, Phoebe asked some legit questions about, you know, what about the aeroplanes in the sky and all of that, and you know, she raises a good point. So, you know, you got to give the writers kudos to actually pointing out that, like, because there could have been the occasion where, oh, this is all just going to get ignored and all of that, and you know, the viewers are just gonna, you know, peer into those plot holes. Yeah, what about, you know, the planes in the sky? So Phoebe beat us to the punch by asking that. So, yeah, the paranoia spell really, really played a factor into this, because, again, this is a situation, even if, you know, it's implemented, like we have seen by the end of this episode, that does have that too good to be true essence. And we have a mechanic that has everyone asleep and all of that, so yeah, and you just got to think, okay, what if this, what about the people on the planes and all of that, what about, you know, those driving trains and all of that going full speed and all of that, like, you saw that truck gently tap into the back of the car and all of that. Not everyone's going to be, like, gently strolling to the back of the car, so you know, you were starting to ask all of the important questions and all of that. But again, it's the element of it being too good to be true. So, you know, throughout this whole season, I guess, when it comes to the whole Avatars idea of Utopia, I've just been waiting for something to just be like, yeah, this was too good to be true, and you start to wonder, okay, so what about this? What about that? Because I don't see this feasibly happening, because again, in the real world, world peace is never going to happen. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but like Charles Leclerc winning the F1 championship this year, it ain't happening. So I know that was like a stab to myself there, but I gotta be realistic, and it's the same when it comes to world peace. So, but I mean, you do worry that something is going to happen when it comes to, you know, the avatars suggesting, oh, Utopia, you know, don't worry about it. You do worry that something's going to happen. There's going to be a blip. There's going to be a but. So, and the paranoia spell just works really, really well with this episode, because we're on the final moment, and it's like, okay, something's got to go wrong, right? So you got the sisters asking all of these, like, bits and pieces, of course influenced by the crystal, but still, it works really, really well in terms of this whole too good to be true scenario. So yeah, but yeah, it will be very interesting to see what the next episode has in store in regards to Utopia, and like I said, how we're probably going to undo it. I don't see this dragging out for the next, you know, half of the season, and as Zanku said, there's been a seed planted, so we'll see it root of doubt and all of that, and Leo's just, yeah, not feeling too comfortable about this whole situation, so will be very interesting to see what will happen. But yeah, brilliant stuff. Can't wait to see the next episode, so yeah. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check out my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time.